Oh my word, the biggest surprise of the night, and a man does it again. Can you believe it? Well, this is the race that many have waited for and a long time for, in particular one man, David Rudisha, the Olympic champion, the world champion and world record holder in the 800 metres. It's a very, very strong field nonetheless. Anthony Chemut of Kenya, semi-finalist at the Games, the Kenyan champion this summer. He's only 5'3", tiny figure, the 19-year-old. He goes in one. Leonard Kosencha, also of Kenya, the world youth champion last year. He's a Maasai. Mohamed Aman, sixth in the Olympic Games. He beat Rudisha last year in Milan, right at the end of the season, did the Ethiopian. He's still only 18 years old, can you believe? And he's world indoor champion this year. And there is David Rudisha, undefeated this year, has raced very sparingly, the former world junior champion. So where they go. Now Tanguy on the outside has gone off very slowly. Is he actually going to help his compatriot? Now he gets into his running, top of picture there in the orange. Kosencha in third, Aman in fourth, moving through now. Solomon in the red coming through as well there in fifth place. 49.59 for Tanguy. Rudisha was probably on around 49.9. Tanguy is out. Rudisha round the bend with what? About a 5-metre lead over Aman. 300 metres to run, and Rudisha is still working hard now. Is he going to run a more measured race here? His last 200 metres in London took 26.6. Aman beginning to close on him. That's not a dominant gap, I can tell you. And the diamond race is wide open here if Rudisha doesn't win this one. He's got some hard running to do. He's fresh. The Games race, his title was exactly 3 weeks ago tonight, but Aman is threatening him. The 18-year-old who defeated him last year and spoiled his season is turning this one into a race. What a turn-up this is! And Aman has passed him, and he's going to beat him. Oh my word, the biggest surprise of the night, and Aman does it again. Can you believe it? Rudisha in second, coming through to third place there was Kosencha. But that is a stunning shot for everybody here in the arena and all followers of middle distance running after the supreme run of David Rudisha in London. Well, has he overcooked it? Is he tired? Should he have raced perhaps before tonight? I think that's where many people will point the finger. They'll say you've got to have one run out in competition in anger before trying to run a really hard race against men who have been on the circuit and who have perhaps got more race-worthy legs than yourself. But David Rudisha there, defeated by Aman, and the irony upon irony, new national record for Mohamed Aman there. It's a time 1:42.53. It is a big personal best.
This is Barry, Trevor Barry of the Bahamas, the world bronze medalist actually, Commonwealth Games silver medalist. And equal fifth in Doha in the first of the Diamond League meetings. And that's going to stay. And that 2:31 drives that inside knee high and then gets the arch. There you are, 2:31, season's best. And that's a very nice clearance by Jesse Williams. And shorter man really motors in. You'll see the shorter men will really attack and turn very late. Some of the taller guys will run very wide on an arc. There it is, there's the evidence.
Now this is in the high jump, and this is Robbie Grabart's. He's already cleared 2:31 for a new personal best. He came here looking for a big competition, and so far he's having the competition of his life. He's had first time clearances all the way through. He's leading the competition. So this is first attempt at 2:33. Robbie Grabart. And yes, he gets it. Look at that. This is new territory for the man for Great Britain. Robbie Grabart's 2:33. Well done to him.
And there's the evidence. Look at that. Started in at 2:25 and 2:33. What about that? The Olympic champion, Alison Felix, She's 22.36 this season. Ahura, very, very impressed with her. 2 national records last season. Started quite well this year. She's at her best 22.42 and 10.99. This is Karen Stewart, of course, medalled in the Olympics. She's got 3 World Championship silvers as well. Crowd very noisy indeed, and Sumari's gone off very quickly indeed, already making a little bit of ground on Felix. Outside Felix, Ahura's gone off very, very strongly indeed, and so has Lauren Williams. But Alison Felix has got a lot of work to do to catch Ahura. Ahura is running very strongly indeed, and this is a big win for her. If she can beat Felix, Ahura's going to win this comfortably, isn't she? Felix in second place, and it's tight for third place. But that 22.37, what a run by Muriel Ahura of the Ivory Coast. I said she'd started the season quite well, but my goodness me, that underlines a fine performance, because I can tell you Alison Felix is in great form at the moment. Great form. 22.36, a new national record. She set 2 last year, 1 in the 100, 1 in the 200, another 1 in the 200, and congratulated Bailalova, the European champion. And that's a brilliant, brilliant run, Steve. I mean, we didn't quite expect that at all, but Felix didn't get the bend right at all. And there's the lineup for the 100 meters. No introduction needed. World record holder, the champion in every respect. Mike Rogers having the best start to a season I've seen from him. 9.96, his best. He's sandwiched between the 2. Justin Gatlin. He's a former hurdler, believe it or not. The Olympic champion in 2004, got the bronze in 2012 behind Bolt. Well, Bolt gets away quite well. Gatlin's away, and Gatlin looks to me to be going well. St Kitts and Nevis going well. Let's look at this from Gatlin, and Gatlin, is Bolt going to take it, or Gatlin gets it? Bolt in second, and right on the far side, the Frenchman going well too. I'll tell you what, let's bring that up on the scoreboard here and see what actually happened in the end. But my goodness me, Gatlin gets it, 9.94. He promised it. He said, when I prepare to run against Usain Bolt, I expect him to run sub-10. So I prepare for him running 9.5. Gatlin gets it, and Bolt is beaten on the day, but he has been away 10.09 before this occasion, and the party has been spoiled. It promised it might be, but from St Kitts and Nevis, Kim Collins was going very, very strongly in the beginning of that race. He really put pressure on, and Rogers and the rest. Gatlin 9.94, Bolt 9.95, season's best. Let's go through them one at a time, and Jiang Feng of China's got a best of 13.72 this season. And Ryan Braithwaite, world champion back in 2009, was 5th in the Olympics, has been there or thereabouts. And this is Sergei Shubekov, the world championship bronze medalist, but 13.38 this season. No problem with the start, and Oliver got away well, so does Shubekov next to him. Shubekov going very strongly indeed, along with Shi of China. Look at this, and a lot of Lagarde coming through very strongly in the end. And that's a terrific run by Shi of China. What about that? 13.25. He's been the world champion. Liu Zhang, applause from the stands, and my goodness me, what a surprise that was. I said they were looking for someone to replace the great man, and Shi has done it. 13.28 his personal best, now 13.23. And my goodness me, that was a terrific Pascal Martineau-Lagarde in second place. It went again. It didn't go with the script this time, did it? With David Oliver left in his wake in third place, 13.28.
Strava, Leo Manzano, Olympic silver medalist, and then Silas Kiplagat, Commonwealth champion, won't be defending that title either. The Kenyans chose not to take him, or indeed Asbel Kiprop. Suleiman, though, what a danger he could be bronze medalist at 800 meters in Moscow last year, 3:30.16 for 1500 meters. Quemoy, 3:31.48 in Lausanne. What about Nick Willis? He's having a cracking year, Olympic silver medalist from back in 2008. Well, Asbel Kiprop, had a chat to him yesterday. He said, I've been planning this for a year. So this crowd will have a role to play as well here. They've really got to try and get behind them. They're a little bit quiet at the moment, and I'm not sure if they know the significance of what's being attempted here. Kiprop knows he's got to kick hard from the front here. Magoud hasn't taken them as quickly through. The first lap put paid to that, and he's now got a race to win here. He's now going to have to hold them all off. Suleiman just beginning to rock and roll a little bit. Kiplagat is still close enough, and Kiprop kicks down the back straight, and he'll want to put some distance between himself and the chasing pack here. Asbel Kiprop, with a beautiful action of his, opens up 2-3 meters, but Silas Kiplagat spots it, goes past Suleiman, and now these two who've had so many great battles together may well be joined again in the home straight with just a meter or so between them, with 120 to go. Kiprop, who's led this effectively all the way. And look at Silas Kiplagat, the Commonwealth champion, comes alongside his friend and rival and starts to kick away. Kiprop paid for really going for it tonight, and Silas Kiplagat comes away, takes the win. Great run from him, 3:27.64. Goodness me, what a last lap from Kiplagat. And his last 200 meters of that sort of pace was absolutely stunning. And Kiprop, despite the fact that it wasn't what he wanted and certainly didn't want to get beat by this man, he knew that the risk was he would lead the others to a quick time. So Kiplagat, with a Diamond League record, quicker than we had last year here in Monaco. Kiplagat is the man who takes all of the plaudits. What a race from him. Kiprop in second place, and Quemoy, who came in third, has just run a world junior record. And you know, Quemoy hadn't broken 3:40 before this season.
And Alison Felix of the United States. Well, just unbelievable talent. 8 times a world champion, 4 times an Olympic champion, a best of 21.69, but 21.98 in Doha in May. So Felix, absolutely sensational. And Tarmo inside Felix, well, she won the race in Rome in 22.77. So we'll have to see what she can do here. The women's 200 meters. Their way first time. Well, Asher Smith has gone off brilliantly. She's ahead of Felix at the moment. Asher Smith is absolutely flying around the bend. And the champion Felix has got a chaser, and Tarmo in these 3 away from the rest of the field. Tarmo coming away, and Asher Smith, and now Alison Felix will have 400 meters straight to show. Tarmo and Felix and Asher Smith, and who's going to get that? Oh, I think Tarmo may well have got it. It's very, very close. 22.29. Well, I tell you what, that's as close as we've seen to the British record in 200 meters as well. And that was a terrific bend. Win 1.7, it's legal. Now, who got that? It could be Tarmo. It was any one of 3 of them, really, but Tarmo looked to me just to have the edge, but I may be wrong on that. It's a very close finish, all 3 in a line, and we'll have to see now, did Alison Felix get it, or did Tarmo hold on, and did Asher Smith sneak it? It was very, very close, but that is a personal best by the young Briton. Tarmo did get it, 22.29.
Barguen is next to go, 13.98, and then that 14.51 was very solid, although again looks a little squeaky to me technically. About a 1.4 wind behind it. The winds are varying though. There have been negative wind speeds and others up and around 2 meters per second. So the 2-time world champion hits a pretty big one there. The wind there, slight following wind, plus 0.8. She still doesn't look particularly happy with it. Oh, that is called cutting it fine. Just about perfect on the board. Fabulous final phase. And that leg shoot. 56 in the third round. And that takes the lead for Ibargüen, extends her lead, I should say, 14.51 and 14.56. She's warming up nicely.
Ripakova then in the triple jump. Fifth round. .14.42 in the first round, 14.25 in the second, 14.35. And Ripakova is one of those athletes who really can rise to the challenge. She is, of course, the Olympic champion. She will defend her title this year, hopefully. And Kazakhstan enjoying this. She's dominated this competition right from the start. And that's perfect, absolutely perfect on the board. She was second in the triple jump in Rome, and she's been behind Ibargüen time and time again. Ibargüen, incidentally, has won 34 times in succession with the Rome meet. This is her first defeat.
Held by the world record holder Hisham El Garouj, the meeting record 3:29.12 all the way back in 1998. Menangoy with Whiteman on his shoulder, who's on a personal best for 800 meters recently. Look at this, the Brit is kicking for home here. Menangoy looks as though he may not have anything. Lewandowski trying to get into it, but Jake Whiteman kicking home down the home straight. Menangoy's coming back at him. Can he hang on here? Jake Whiteman, this would be the biggest win of his career. He's got to get there. Whiteman wins it. Menangoy second, Lewandowski third, and then a big gap to the rest of the field. Well, I was chatting to Jake earlier on today, and this is what he was looking for in terms of time. I think 3:34, he's been running well, that's a personal best. But did he really think he would win in the track that all middle distance runners dream of winning at? He's won in Oslo, he's won in the Bislett Games.
Welcome to Rabat for this edition of the Diamond League. Maria Lacheskini has been absolutely dominant at this event, a winning streak of 45 consecutive victories. She comes in here at 190 and clears it with ease, no problem there. She had already jumped 204 at the Diamond League in Paris this year.
Well, we can go over to the women's high jump now. The bar at 194. First attempt here for Mirela Demireva. And Lacheskini in this competition coming at this height. She'll be next to jump. It'll be her entry height. That's a lovely clearance from the Bulgarian.
This is Levchenko. A good start to the competition, the Ukrainian, who's been in good form, 197 this year. That's kind of the benchmark. Only Lacheskini really pushing on beyond that much, and Levchenko goes clear. Second attempt for the Ukrainian. So Demireva clear, Levchenko clear. Everybody else beginning to struggle at this 194 height. World champion also struggling, but not Levchenko. She goes clear.
And no one can match 194, not even Lacheskini. So Demireva, she accomplishes an extraordinary feat with this jump, and she goes at 194. The Bulgarian ends Lacheskini's 45 event winning streak. An historic day for the women's high jump.
Second round for him. Remember, he opened with that fabulous effort, 87-11. That led to first round by 2 meters, just over 2 meters from Magnus Kirt through 84.80. So Hoffman, as Steve said, the Germans with an embarrassment of riches now in the spear. That's big. Oh, that's huge, that's better still. That's up there towards 88 metres, maybe further.
The record is 87.11.
Points at the sky with that finger raised sort here tonight with a good series. 87.11, and that's surely 88 metres. 88.58 for Andreas Hoffmann. 90 metres beckons as he achieves a meeting record with his second effort. Well, we can go back to the javelin now, where Jakub Vadlec is down in 7th place. 81.57 for him. That came for Vadlec, the Czech, in the 5th round. This is 6th and final effort. Very nearly steps over the line there, but that is better. Vadlec saving his bet to last. 85.31. 7th place he was in, moves up to 2nd place in the final round.
This is Magnus Kidd. He was in 2nd place. Reasonable start of his competition. Hasn't managed to improve that. It's the final round. Hoffmann still leading with that huge 88.58. Now Kidd has launched one out there. Oh my word! Wow! Look at Magnus Kidd. What on earth has he done there? Goodness me, the man from Estonia. 89.75, not only a meeting record, that's a national record, a huge personal best for Kidd. Wow!
So the bar at 5.71. Chris Nielsen then, first attempt for the American world silver medalist from this summer. Here he goes. Did well in Lausanne last week, really warmed to the task, and yes, safely over, carrying that good form here into Brussels, and he remains in 3rd place, tucked in behind Duplantis and Orbiena. But the important thing is, Chris Nielsen is over at 5.71 and goes into the early lead. Well, here's somebody who doesn't have to think too much. Mondo Duplantis, 5.81, world record holder, Olympic champion, world champion, indoors and out, and he just makes it look so easy, doesn't he? Whether it's in a stadium like this or outside in Lausanne last weekend, setting a meeting record there.
3 failures out of the 5 vaults for Duplantis so far. That is so unusual.
Well, is it a coincidence? We've been talking about 2 athletes who are used to winning almost by just turning up, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Mondo Duplantis. Here is Orbiena, Ernest John Orbiena from the Philippines, who had a good weekend in Lausanne outside by the lakes of Lake Geneva, the shores of Lake Geneva. Here is his final attempt at 5.91. Mondo still has one more to come. Coach looking on. The speed, you get up close and personal to these vaulters on the runway, the speed with pole in hand is quite dizzying almost. Oh yes, he gave it a tickle, more than a tickle. It went up and down, he clattered it actually, but it stayed up crucially. And the pole vaulting gods are shining down on Ernest John Orbiena for the moment. That was a clutch jump there, and he's over, and he's still alive in this competition.
So Orbiena is the same there as Mondo. He skims it on the way down, almost with the entire stretch of his torso. It was in contact with the bar, but it stays up. That's the difference.
Now to one of the highlights of the evening here in Brussels. It's the women's 100 metres. Aminata Saini from Niger goes in lane 1, the African 200 metres champion. Tamara Clark, USA in 2. Sharika Jackson, world 200 metre champion. Brilliant start there from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, as always. Now into the transition. Nobody can really live with her at the moment. Talu is trailing in her wake. Jackson's trying to come back at her, but it's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Jackson is coming back at her, she's got it! Jackson maybe on the line. That was so strong and so uncharacteristic. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, unbeaten all year. Everyone is looking around. It's a photo finish. In the end, you could throw a blanket. She got a good start. There is a question mark over the hamstring for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. She said her drills had gone one in the last couple of days. It is Jackson. It's a first defeat of the season for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And there was a reaction from Jackson, who came second Last weekend, 2 hobs in Lausanne. She didn't like that, and she has picked the pocket, Tim, of her teammate Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce by a small margin on the line and a great finish, and you don't often see that, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce relinquishing a lead.
5,000 metres for women. Gudaf Segai, the world champion at 10,000 metres. Beatrice Chebet, well, the bronze medalist in Budapest, won the 3,000 in Javelin last week in a personal best, world #1 over 5,000 metres. And I think Segai's got the strength to take it through the second half herself. She could be heading towards a world record here. A lap and a half to go. She's got separation. It's going to be very, very close indeed. I don't think the 14-minute barrier is going to go, but is she going to get that world record? The world champion at 10,000 metres could be heading towards a 5,000 metres world record. She's broken the stubborn resistance of Kenya's Beatrice Chebet. Down the back straight now. I was going to say in glorious isolation, but she's lapping athletes. The crowd loving it. They're on their feet here in Haywards Field. The crowd willing her on. Watch the clock. 14:05 she needs. 100 to run. And it's going to be mighty close to 14 minutes. Can we see not only the world record broken here, but a historic barrier as well? The clock is ticking. 55, 56. It's going to be oh so close. I think she's just going to miss 14. But she smashes. She pulverizes the world record. 14:00.21 is confirmed for Gudaf Segai. The 26-year-old etches her name in the annals of history at this oh so difficult distance. That's not even close. That is what you call pulverizing a world record. She's taken 5 seconds off that world record.
Well, drama in that women's 1500, I'm still getting over that. A really interesting race.
Ham's looking having to work a little harder with just under 200 to go. Larosse coming wide now. He has been in brilliant form. Maybe doing the 800 and the 1500 in Tokyo. And away he goes again. Nagusa's gone. That's it. Tokyo is gone. Larosse has done it again. Brilliant in Brussels on Friday. Even better in Zurich tonight. Brilliant, brilliant win from Larosse.